This is the MG S5.
And this is a really, really important car for MG because it's their first mass-produced EV since 2022. And are you fed up with bings and bongs going on in your car, especially with all the new EU regulations? This car has an easy way around that, which is very, very clever, which I'll show you in this video. But the other thing which amazes me about this car is its price. It starts at £28,000. There's so many cool things on this car. And in this video, I'm going to show you all around them and show you how it works. Is this enough to be the best value SUV on the market? Let's find out. These are my top 5 cool features of this car. Number 1, these really cool daytime running lights. Number 2, the fantastic infotainment system. Let's check that out. Number 3, the fantastic pilot custom button, which lets you turn off and adjust your driver settings for safety. And it's a lot easier than getting in the car frustrated time and time again. Number 4, the fantastic fact they've added YouTube, TikTok and Spotify as apps to the car. And number 5, really classy manual controls underneath the infotainment screen. And number 6, even though this is out of 5, the fantastic price of this car, it's a bargain and amazing value.
And you need somewhere to put your phone. Well, not only is there a wireless charger, which is right here, but there's also a space for you to put your phone. Thank you very much. So you can actually have 2 phones here next to each other, or you can have your phone plugged in that isn't actually charging on the wireless charger. But that's a nice little feature there. This is also very cool. Just like on the Tesla, it shows you how far you are away from the objects behind you using its sensors. Very clever.
Let's start with the design here at the front. I really like how this looks. It's got a very cool futuristic look. It's very hard to describe. Actually, no, it is easy to describe. It reminds me of the MG Cyberster. It's got a split front lower area here, which is very much like the Cyberster. We've got split headlights. Everyone's doing split headlights. So this is a checkered flag daytime running light design, which I like. Checkered flag is always good. Now, there's no frunk at the front here. That doesn't really bother me, but for anyone that wants to know, there isn't one here, even though this is a fully EV designed and manufactured car. They just left out the frunk, but I can live with that. Let's talk the size of this car. It's 4,476 millimeters long, which is slightly bigger than the MG4. So it's a slightly longer car, but it's got a lot more space because there's an ultra thin battery, which is only 110 millimeters thick. I don't actually know what 110 millimeters is, but let's just go something like that, which means there's a lot of space in the back of the car, which we'll check out in a second. So it's got really good space inside, really good wheelbase, which gives you more space on the inside, and a really thin battery, which makes it great for families, which is what you probably want to buy one of these for. Let's talk about the trims now of this car. There are 2 battery sizes, 49 or 64 kilowatt hours, which give you either 211 or 298 miles of WLTP range. There are 2 trims, the SE and the Trophy. This is the Trophy. The Trophy is only available in the long range battery, larger battery option. It also has a cool software feature inside, which the SE does not have, which I'll show you in a little bit. In terms of rear space, in the back, we've got 453 liters of space, and there are actually 33 different practicality and storage options in this car. There are lots of hooks and tether points here in the back. And there's a floor here which you can adjust, and there's quite a bit of space down here as well. So it's a spacious rear. Remember, this car is slightly longer than similar cars in terms of its wheelbase. So that means there's more space in the back, which we're going to see in a minute, but it does not compromise the space here. It's not the largest, but it's pretty good. As far as the rear design goes, we've got a full light bar, and we've got a checkered flag design here inside the rear lights as well. And there's a new bumper down here, which looks very nice. This is a very sharp looking car. Let's talk wheels. We've got 17 or 18 inches, depending on the trim, and I've got the latest generation of Continental's integrated brake booster system for battery electric vehicles. So they can come to a stop in this little 35.5 meters. I think you can see there is a lot of it here. I'm 1.78 meters. I've got that much space in front of my knees, that much space above my head. This is very, 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 very spacious back here. I mean, it really is. Easily, you could have 3 people back here. Maybe the center might be a tiny bit squished, but in terms of leg room and headroom, this is super impressive. This reminds me a lot of the Lucid Air in terms of space. You got into that car and you were wowed by the amount of space. This is similar to that. Really, really good. One USB Type-C in the middle here. I don't know why there's only one, but there is at least one there. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice back here. Very spacious. Exactly what MG promised, because remember, we've got a much smaller battery and a longer wheelbase. So that means there's more space inside the back of the car, which is what you want from a family SUV. Here in the driver's seat, we've got some things which make it really extra nice in here. We've got this squared off steering wheel, very nice design, very comfortable in hand. We've got a 10.2-inch digital driver's display which has everything on it. But this is the star of the show. This is a brand new infotainment screen, largest MG ever put on a car. Let's talk infotainment. 12.8 inches. That's the biggest screen that MG have ever fitted to one of their cars. We've got wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay. Isn't that fantastic? But on top of that, we also have on the Trophy Edition, Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok. If I hit YouTube, it will open up YouTube. If I hit Spotify, it will open up Spotify. That is very cool to have that built into this car and have that available to you. And I really like how easy this is to use. Now, one of the coolest features of this, the cool feature, is the MG Pilot Assist. You don't want to be annoyed every time you go over a speed limit slightly, obviously carefully driving, and all these settings to do with the safety features are all required, and I think they're all great, but every time you get in the car they reset. That's a European requirement. So how do you solve that problem? MG have the option here where you can literally turn these off. So the overspeed audible warning, I can turn it off here, and then I can press and hold that, and now that's saved. That is my setting. So when I start the car, all I need to do is hit the car icon, hit this, and it will turn off anything that I wanted off immediately. No faffing around, going up and down, pressing all these. You can set it up exactly how you like. Now, it does have to be 2 buttons. That's a requirement under EU regulations, but that's very simple. This infotainment system is very simple too, but we've got manual controls down here. And I love how we've got this analog design. It's very nice. You can turn it up, you can turn it down, you still see what's going on the screen, you can adjust the fan speed, but you've got a really nice sophisticated looking control area underneath the screen, which I really do love a lot. The other thing which is cool here is you can adjust what's in the cluster of your screen, so you can have it showing whatever you want, right side or left side. If you don't want to see your multimedia, no problem, just do that, and now it's gone from the cluster in front of me. That's what we're talking about here. So super cool and easy to see what's going on. In the battery settings here, again, scheduled charging, intelligent battery heating, which will heat your car when you take it to charge, so it charges faster. We've got vehicle to load, so it can charge other objects and other things. It can charge your washing machine potentially, your TV, and you can see your energy consumption. All very, very nicely and simply laid out, which I like a lot. We've got a really nice charger here, wireless charger, which has got an Alcantara feeling on top of it, which feels quality. These seats are very cool too, because they've actually got MG inside the center of the seat. How cool is that? I'll show you a close-up so you can see that better. Very nice interior. I also like this faux carbon fiber. MG say this car can do 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds. We've got 227 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. So let's test it out, shall we? Go, go, go. And we're a bit of a slow start, but we're picking up speed. 5.88 seconds. That is faster than MG say it can do it in. So that's pretty good. This car has fantastic weight distribution. It's 53 to 47, and so it's a very, very evenly balanced car. And right now I'm in sport mode, and as I turn into the corners, it handles really well. I'm not detecting much lean and much roll. It's, you know what? This is a lot of fun to drive. A bit of tilt back that way, but I am very much finding this to be a fairly sporty feeling car to drive. It's got a good weight distribution.
We're in sport mode now. We got 227 horsepower. I put my foot down and we definitely move quite briskly. We go into normal mode. You can feel it hold back a bit. Comfort. A bit more. There's also a snow mode and there's a custom mode as well, which allows you to have sport steering and sport power. And of course, we do have one pedal driving as well if you want to do that, so you can get your regen back into this. Now, there's a lot of driver assistance technology in this car, a lot. And MG actually have an 8 megapixel camera at the front, which does all of the driver assistance. So there isn't any radar sensors or anything at the front of the car. At the back, there are some for rear traffic alerts, but at the front it's all cameras. That's really interesting. It's the same approach Tesla have taken, and it isn't that usual. For most car manufacturers, they have some kind of LiDAR or radar on the front. So, interesting move from MG. There are a lot of cool features on this car, and as I mentioned, we've got the MG Pilot custom button lets you turn off any of the driver assist settings you don't want to have on. That can include the bing bongs when you go too fast, and it can also include the lane assist if you're not a fan of lane assist. I personally love it, and I think you should leave all your safety features on, but if you're somebody that doesn't like them, then fair enough. And because this car has, with wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, it's a really, really easy to drive car. The only thing I would wonder about is range, and I think 298 miles, around 300 mile mark on the trophy long range model is really what you want to go for. Truthfully, for a fairly insignificant increase in monthly payments, you can get a car which has got superior range and technology, like the ability to have Spotify and TikTok and YouTube on it, which you can't get on the other model trims of this car. I think it's worth it. I think this is a fantastic car, fantastic to drive, great performance, good range on the top model with a long range battery, and it's a really good looking car too. And it can do 10 to 80% in 20 minutes if you charge on a fast charger as well. And that was an unintentional test of the braking system, and it worked really well. That new braking system which this car has, which helps to control that new braking system, works really well. That was an unintentional test, but I can confirm the brakes were really good. And in fact, MG said they want this car to be the best in its segment, to have the best of everything and the best value. Very hard to argue that they haven't done exactly what they promised there. And it's always good when people make a promise and they keep them. MG are really wowing us with the amazing cars they're bringing out at such competitive price points. Watch out, MG's coming for you.